Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is me doing week 1 of the new premium challenge or whatever it's called. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about this. And I don't know why it's loading so long. Oh, apparently it's because I've won the annual badge. What does that mean? Okay, whatever. How do I get it out of it? Okay, there you go. Okay, so today's this week's premium weekly prom is 1056. Confusing number, and nice to see that problem I haven't done yet. Hopefully it's not too confusing. Haha. Yeah, a confusing number is a number that rotates 180, becomes a different number with each digit added. Okay, so basically each digit has to be 0, 1, 6, 8, and 9, and basically the opposite of. Okay, so this is just a true false thing, so we just have to simulate and then make sure that it is whatever, right? So yeah, okay. I mean, I don't know what to say about this one. It feels way just regular. We can ignore leading zeros, okay. I'm just double checking whether they can give us these numbers as an input, but I guess not. Okay, I mean, okay, so yeah, this stuff is easier to kind of do it with a string for me anyway. So if any of x in S for x in 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So if this is in any of these, then we return false because you can rotate them. Otherwise, all I want to do is just get a mapping. So maybe I would have something like 0 maps to 0 rotated, 1 maps to 1 rotated. I guess they're all mapped to itself other than 6 and 9, but don't forget the 8. I think I used. Man. Okay, and then now just yeah, and then now we reverse. So so reverse is equal to mapping of x for x in S. And then we reverse this, right? And then we maybe make it into a string, and then we make it into an int, right? So then if RS is not equal to n, then we return true. So then we can just return this, right? Because if it is the same, then it is confusing. I hope this is right. Oops. Really? I always forget all these things. Okay, so this looks good. But judging from my earlier mistakes, I'm gonna add a few more. Let's see, 0, 0, 0, maybe. I don't know if that leading zeros matter, but okay, fine. Really? I feel like that's a thing. Okay. Why does it take so long? Okay, wait a second. Let's give it a submit. Alright, cool. First try, no silly mistakes. Got a streak going, not super fast, but super okay. I mean, you're not gonna make it that much slower. Cool. Yeah, this is gonna be linear time, linear space. So very often, and this is kind of more confusing because n is the input variable. But if you talk about complexity theory, and this is something that I get a good amount of question on, or they're just wrong. When you say O of n, it's going to be n is equal to the size of the input, right? And in this case, the size of the input is actually equal to the number of bits, right? And the number of bits, of course, is just log base 2 of n. So basically, if you have, I don't know, 1024, you have 10 bits, right? For example. I mean, I know that it's a constant width thing, so you can make up other things about that, but that's basically the idea, right? And so what makes this linear is because basically for each decimal digit, which is not confused with a binary bit, for each decimal digit, we do a linear thing on it, right? So that means that, roughly speaking, if you want to convert it in a different way, this is going to O of n, or log base of 10 of n is going to be the number of iterations, operations, or something like this, or like on the order of, right, times some constant. So that's basically what you're going to do. And of course, log base 10 of n and log base 2 of n just difference by, you could, I mean, there's a constant difference between them. So that means that you can reduce, or maybe another way of saying it is c is equal to log 2 of n over log 10 of n or something like that, right? So like there's a constant between them. So that means that you can times this on both sides maybe. And then of course, if you have big O, then the constant goes away. And then in that case, and of course we said that this is n, so oops, we said that this is n, so in this case this is going to be O of n time and space, right? But I would also say that, well, two things. One is that obviously this n is confusing because there's n in input, but but on an interview, make sure you're super, as much clear as clear. Wow, ironically, I'm being very not clear on saying being clear, but no, try to be as clear as you can and possible for the obvious reason, right? Because it's very confusing to say, and I just realized that that's the name of the video / problem, but it's very confusing. So definitely clean that up, right? And make sure that you really understand what the size of the input is and how that relates to things. This comes into play sometimes from time to time, but I don't know. If you have a good understanding, if you have a good foundation, and if you study hard, then it's not, you don't need it to memorize it per se, but just noting that these things happen, and then you could derive everything else. That's all I have for this one. Happy New Year. Stay good, stay healthy, to good mental health. Hope y'all have a great year. And hope I have a great year too. Thank you. That's all I have. So I'll see you later. And what did I say? Stay good, stay healthy, to good mental health. I'll see you later and take care. Bye bye.